Ready, headlines?
Roll headlines.
3 Americans are among those wounded after twin car bombings kill at least 160 people in Baghdad. See how some California parks are being affected by the budget crisis. Los Angeles plays host to up-and-coming trends at the LA Fashion Week.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Tiara Nowlin.
And I'm Joseph Prado. President Barack Obama has declared the H1N1 virus a national emergency. Some experts fear many people may overreact to the announcement. They point out that an emergency declaration simply means hospitals can cut through red tape and get the vaccine out quicker. H1N1 is confirmed in 46 states and 100 children have died from it. Thousands of Americans have waited in long lines for the vaccine. Health officials say about 36,000 Americans die each year in a typical flu season. 1,000 Americans have died from H1 this year, and the flu season is far from over. A shortage of vaccines has forced many hospitals to limit the distribution to just children and pregnant women.
Senate Democratic leaders are considering a government-funded public health insurance option. Reports say the topic has been discussed with President Obama and will go under review in the coming weeks. No decisions have been made, but both Republicans and some Democrats oppose the idea of any public health option. Obama and Democrats favor the idea and say the alternative will bring competition to health insurance industry and drive down costs while expanding coverage. Republicans fear the public option will phase out private insurers and lead to a government take over the health care industry. President Obama has said the public option is the bipartisan way to go.
The judge in the case against a billionaire accused of massive insider trading wants the trial ready to go in 5 months. The U.S. District Court judge has set a hearing on the case for November 4th. Raj Rajaratnam and 5 others have been arrested in connection with a $20 million insider trading case. The 52-year-old portfolio manager is on Forbes magazine's list of the world's wealthiest people. Raj Rajaratnam's bail was set at $100 million.
Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has signed a bill that places new requirements on ammunition purchases. The law goes into effect in February 2011. Michelle Mata talked to shooters about the new rules and came up with some mixed reactions.
Gun ammunition in California will be a lot tougher to purchase. A new bill that Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger has signed will regulate ammo sales in the state for the first time. The new law requires gun dealers to keep information on who buys bullets and makes it illegal to sell handgun ammunition to people banned from owning firearms. This shooting range in Los Angeles has been fingerprinting and making copies of shooters' driver license since 1998. Gun shooter Brian Wu says he's for the new bill.
I mean, I think it's a good idea because it brings responsibility to the actions people do. And if you have nothing to hide, I guess, it's like, why wouldn't you want to give your fingerprint a license?
Shooter Ben Milan opposes it.
You should just be able to buy ammunition anywhere. I don't think it should be governed like that.
The new law will require face-to-face transactions when it comes to ammunition, which will eliminate any orders through mail or online purchases by California residents. Employee Luis Carrillo says criminals will always find a way to get ammo.
As far as gun violence goes, no matter what, it's going to be always accessible. If the criminals aren't going to be the ones thumbprinting, they're just going to have somebody else do it for them without a record.
California becomes the first state in the nation to enact restrictions against ammunition sales. The question is, will this new law prevent gang members and criminals from buying ammunition? In Los Angeles, I'm Michelle Mata for Valley View News.
14 Americans are dead in Afghanistan after 3 U.S. helicopters went down. One chopper crashed after a raid on suspected drug traffickers, killing 7 U.S. troops and 3 drug enforcement personnel. 4 more U.S. troops were killed when 2 helicopters collided in midair. NATO has ruled out hostile fire as a cause of the midair collision, and investigators did not immediately determine the cause of the other crash. The 14 casualties marked the largest single-day loss for the U.S. in more than 4 years. The surge in troop deaths comes just before a runoff presidential election in Afghanistan, which is expected to attract insurgent violence.
2 huge car bombings in Baghdad have left worries about security in Iraq. The 2 blasts have left at least 160 people dead and wounded more than 500, including 3 Americans. One bomb was detonated outside a Baghdad government building and the other near the Justice Ministry. The explosions were close to the Green Zone, which houses many U.S. operations. The attacks were the worst to occur in Baghdad in 2 years. Both President Obama and Iraq's Prime Minister say January's election will not be affected and hopes to deliver a strong message to the insurgents. Obama says Iraq will continue to receive U.S. support, and he will work closely with its officials as the election date nears.
The FBI is joining the search for a Virginia Tech student who has been missing for more than a week. Virginia State Police say the FBI will investigate tips the case receives. Morgan Harrington was last seen on October 17th at a Metallica concert in Charlottesville. The 20-year-old was separated from her friends when she went outside of the concert arena and was denied re-entry. Harrington's purse and cell phone were found in a nearby athletic field. Officials say there was no sign of struggle. There is a $100,000 award for anyone who may have information on the disappearance of Harrington. More information on the search can be found at www.findmorgan.com.
Authorities say an investor involved with Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff drowned in his swimming pool. Madoff is serving a federal prison sentence after milking investors of millions of dollars. The body of an investor, 67-year-old Jeffrey Piekauer, was found unconscious in the pool of his Palm Beach home in Florida. Piekauer's foundation is closing after losses in the Madoff scandal. That foundation was valued at $955 million in 2007. Two news reports say Piekauer benefited from the Madoff scheme.
Topanga State Park is one of the most popular parks in California. The reeling economy and severe cuts in funding may force the state to stop funding some parks, including Topanga. Valley View's Adam Levin reports.
Topanga State Park lies in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains. This 36-mile collection of grasslands, mountain vistas, and gnarled woods is the world's largest wildland within the boundary of a major city. This amazing park has a variety of wildlife, including white-tailed deer. Topanga is one of the state park system's most popular and lucrative parks, averaging around 400,000 visitors annually. With the state in financial trouble, however, and budget cuts being a consistent solution, and with Governor Schwarzenegger announcing the potential stoppage of funding to over 40 parks including Topanga, this park, as well as many others, faces a dilemma. That's bad news to people like Kim Kors from Virginia.
And I just drove cross country maybe a week ago, and people take for granted the beauty of nature, and I think we need to do everything possible to preserve state parks.
And she's not alone. Many visitors and locals are angry and worried over the future of this and other state parks.
They would lock the parking lots and the restrooms and stop providing maintenance, and that it's otherwise impossible for them to keep people out of the park. So the only people who would be in the park would be the people who are illicit.
Should funding for Topanga be stopped, it would be devastating news to residents and visitors who enjoy picnicking and hiking in the park. In Topanga State Park, Adam Levin, Valley View News.
Disney's Baby Einstein videos are allegedly doing more harm than good. The videos are marketed as an educational project for children, but child development experts say exposure to the videos can hurt a child's intellect. The New York Times says Disney will refund the purchase price for up to 4 DVDs per household. A study cited by the Times states that a third of all U.S. babies 6 months to 2 years had at least one Baby Einstein video.
Up next, we'll tell you about a city in Antelope Valley that is hoping to cut energy costs by going green.
And the last of the LA teams to try for the World Series falls short. More when we return.